ESPN's NBA reporter, insider extraordinaire, Dave McMenamin, joining us in the studio. Welcome, sir. And I'm sorry, because you felt you had to put on a tie. Didn't you know it's just Richard here today?
Yeah, look, look, he's got tie, dress shoes. I got just random shoes on. I got sweatpants.
Richard's like an improv
shoes.
guy.
You just showed those off.
You're supposed to come up.
I'm only showing my shoes because I'm not wearing Uggs for once. So that's why.
You're an improv guy. You come meet the energy of the people you're with. So
you're right.
I will bring the energy.
There we go. That's my guy.
Someone has to. Anthony Davis saying today he does expect to make his return Thursday against the Mavericks after being sidelined since Valentine's Day with a calf strain and tendinosis in his right leg. Here is AD talking just moments ago.
I think to answer your first question, the pain was I felt pain there before, just going through the process when the first time I injured it. But the second time, I hate to say it, but I never, knock on wood or whatever, I never tore Achilles, but I kind of felt like sharp pain and like it was ripping kind of, so, which I never felt before. Really, the pressure was, tough to put on the flexing and everything like that. Flexing my foot and things like that was very painful. So I knew it was something serious. It wasn't as serious as it, could have been, but it was still, pretty significant.
If you feel good tomorrow, is the plan to play?
Yes.
So a little scary, but good news for AD there. Vogel also said LeBron has progressed to, quote, light work on the court. So, Dave, if they both return healthy, we are now getting to this point where they've missed enough of the season that you asked the same question we're asking about the Nets, right? Do you think that missed time is going to matter come the playoffs?
No, I don't think it's going to matter at all. There hasn't been a game in March, a game in April, nor any game in May that either of these two guys would miss that will have any bearing on what will happen from late May through July, as long as they're 100% healthy. And this is the organizational decision, give them as much time as they need. LeBron is progressing. Anthony said a couple weeks away. Mm-hmm. But in the interim, you get to see Anthony Davis being the number one option. He hasn't played one single game all year without LeBron James. And so this will be a good time for him to kind of get the offense flowing through him, because Frank Vogel said the biggest problem over the last 2 years maybe for this team is what they do when LeBron's not on the court.
Right.
So there's some testing ground here, and the Lakers need this news. They've been piecemealing it, patchworking it. In the meantime, they finally get one of the 5 or 6 best players in the league back.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's an issue, because when you look at the teams around this league that they would be competing in the Western Conference, Utah, very, very good. Donovan Mitchell is now missing time right at the late part. You look at Phoenix, very, very good, but they have a little bit of inexperience. So I don't see any team that if the Lakers are completely healthy that they would have to go against, even if you're talking about the Denver Nuggets are now missing. Now the Clippers, I think the Clippers pose a problem with the addition to Rondo. I think I love what the Portland Trailblazers are doing. So there are some challenges that they want to be 100% healthy, but I think there's a lot of teams in the Western Conference currently in the postseason that I don't think the Lakers really fear or are worried about.
Plus, you remember back in 2018 when LeBron said that the Cavs could be lower than the 4th seed. Oh, wait, you already traded. You were traded from that Cavs. You weren't on that team.
No.
But back when we were still hanging with the team.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that.
LeBron said
thanks,
that he could be the 5th seed. It doesn't matter.
Appreciate that, D-Wade.
He felt like just get him in the opposing building. No one's going to want to see LeBron James for a game 1, whether it's at Somme Arena or a road arena.
Yeah. No, I completely agree that this Laker team, if healthy, and it's crazy that we have to keep saying that because it's major people missing time, but you got to take down the guy that's been in the finals 9 out of the last 10 times.
Now, we're not going to see full-on Anthony Davis minutes like usual in this game tomorrow night. What do you expect?
15-minute range. Frank Vogel said he will start, and so you'll get to see a look. The question is, will that be with Andre Drummond? The first time we get to see those two together. Obviously, they had experience in USA basketball together, came into the NBA the same draft class. But to get both those guys on the court, it's going to be intriguing, but it's going to be short bursts. You'll probably get a 6 or 7 minute run in the first half, 6 or 7 minute run in the second half. You shut it down, do the same thing his second game back, and then you start to ramp up. Because basically, Davis told us today he's only been going about 3 or 4 days thus far with like real practice motion and getting in that real work.
And remember, he had a version of this injury, came back, and then re-injured it, which is what led to this giant sort of time off. So they want to be very careful that that doesn't happen again. He can't be out 2 or 3 months this time because that, of course, overlaps with those playoffs that is going to premiere May 13th, 9 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. The film is going to be made available on ESPN Plus immediately after its premiere. And guess who is the executive producer on this film? Shanae Agumake. We are so excited to see this. What was it like putting this documentary together?
First of all, I want to thank you, Rachel, specifically because you always use your platform to tell the stories that need to be told. And just by promoting this, it means the world to me. I know 144, y'all. I am so excited. I am so blessed to shepherd this amazing story. I mean, this is the first ever ESPN film on the WNBA. My goodness. We were a fly on the wall in the most unprecedented season, a season that crowned a champion, but also a season that helped create real lasting change all the way up to our highest office in the land. So you'll see the strengths and also the vulnerabilities of the 144 behind the scenes of the stoppage of play. After Jacob Blake, we also had access to the players only meeting where they all came together to decide what to do and how to move forward. Players mic'd up in the playoffs. Honestly, this is the story of the amazing 144 women that have been doing the work both on and off the court. And you all get to see them like never before. It is so special. I am blessed to shepherd this story, and I can't wait for everyone to see it. May 13th, baby.
Woo, we're so excited about this film. So excited for you to add like yet another hyphenate to your 16 different other things that you can do. It is just incredible, Shanae. And I was really excited in that trailer to see a couple of the kids in there too, because the WNBA, and you are on the board of the Players Union, did such an incredible job of taking care of its players who are mothers. And it is such an important message for women all over this country. Your life doesn't stop when you have kids. You can be strong. You can win championships. And the fact that the WNBA had kids there with them and saw that multifaceted part of those women's lives while they were still fighting for justice, doing the right thing, you get to see it. And I just thought that was really, really special. So thank you for bringing that to our world. We can't wait.
No, thank you. Let's
get back to the business of the league a little bit here, because Kawhi Leonard set out last night with soreness in his left foot. He's going to be reevaluated next week. So, Shanae, we were just talking about James Harden and his injury. How concerning is this type of injury with Kawhi?
Look, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. The entire league, it really feels like is on load management because I've always said that this is 2 seasons wrapped into one with 71 days between NBA Finals and the start of this year. And multiple stars are missing games, and teams are being very conservative in how, they're trying to treat their star players. And so I'm not necessarily so worried for Kawhi Leonard in particular, because you don't want to play with feet, especially soreness that can lead to other things. And I know most athletes say that by the time you are in the playoffs, no one's at 100%, but really this season you can't play around with that. So I'm not worried because the conservative nature that teams are resting their players will hopefully help him get more time to be ready when it matters most. But of course, you just wonder, a lot of these teams are up against the clock, especially with the Clippers. I think they're like 8-1 in their last few games, or like 16 out of 21 a lot of their last few games. They want to maintain their spot in the standings.
You want to maintain your spot in the standings. I completely agree. Obviously, this isn't the same year that you're normally having with no fans. The travel's a little bit different.
I want to get rid of the no fans in the playoffs. There are fans in more buildings than not right now.
Agreed, but in my opinion is this. In order for you to truly have an impact, the capacity has to be at like 75%, 80%. That's my opinion. If they have it at 20%, there is a great feeling there. You hear the MVP chants now. You hear like people starting to get back into it, but fans can have impact on games, but there has to be a lot of them. That's what we're excited to get back to that. But if you're the Clippers, it's about health. If I'm looking at the league, if we are the healthiest team, we have the best chance to win a championship more in this year than ever before because there's so many injuries. No disrespect to the Denver Nuggets, but Jamal Murray's injury could vault them out of a spot for winning a championship. If only 2 of the 3 superstars are able to play in Brooklyn. Same thing. If LeBron James and AD aren't 100% healthy, same thing. So there's just so many of this going around. If they say a week, give him 2 weeks. Make sure he's 100% healthy, because this could be a golden opportunity.
Look, ever since I watched
multiplier season.
It's a multiplier.
Ever since I watched Kawhi Leonard load manage within games in that Raptors run to the title, you could see within games where he was expending more effort in the fourth quarters because he was dealing with an injury. So that gave me a lot of faith in his ability to manage himself and his health throughout a playoff run. And Richard, just before Sinead goes, because she and I are Nerd Nation, we're going to hit you with a number here. There has, in fact, been an uptick in the home winning record of teams that have had fans in the building. So even though the arenas aren't full, it has mattered.
That is one.
Thank you. Today, thanks so much for joining us today. You're going to run to your radio show. That comes on right as soon as this show is over, so y'all can go find it on. New man, new team, same old Pat Bev. Big relatives, Nets, Pelicans, Jeff Green out in transition.
Oh!
Uncle Jeff can dunk still.
Oh!
Right?
He has been one of the biggest surprises in this league. Not because of like what he's doing, but just because of his contributions. He's been such a steady player for the Nets.
Yes, and age 34, still got them bunnies. I love it.
Yeah, Jeff Green's been putting people in baskets for years. Gosh, how many clips do we got?
You guys crossed on the same roster, right?
Yeah, we did. Right? Uncle Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You both played for everyone. So.
We both played everywhere. We were bound to cross paths.
Can I call you Uncle Richard then?
No. That's his Instagram is Uncle Jeffy. That's his Instagram, so he gets a good call.
I know, but same era.
No, well, yeah, everybody's got a grumpy uncle.
Make juvenile Clippers, Blazers, Norm Powell going baseline, leaves his feet, thinks about passing, and then leaves it up.
Okay.
All right, so is he just seeing it in slow motion?
Well, let's see. Ooh. Let's see. Am I going to pass it? Nah.
Let me see this. Ooh.
Oh, the spin. The English kids, work on your English, and I'm not talking about your writing. Work on your English.
And that's how you do it under the rim with the English, with the sauce.
I never had that.
Most athletes tell kids, stay in school. Richard's like, stop school, work on your basketball.
No, I said work on your English. Take it how you want.
Miss Arthritis, Kings, Wolves. Little dribble handoff, spin move.
Uh-oh.
Seriously, the music on Make Miss lately has been just top notch. That little two-handed flush from Anthony Edwards. In your physical prime, Richard, because God knows your mental prime, were you ever as athletic as Anthony Edwards?
Google's your friend. That's all I'm
pleads
saying.
the fifth.
Google is your friend.
You know what? I can answer this one. The answer is yes, people. This man was amazing.
Yes-ish.
Now, I wasn't as skilled as Chene. Now you ask me that question, the answer is no. You ask me anything about athleticism, there's only one person, that's probably Vince Carter.
I was going to say the guy
Carter.
you played with.
Yeah, Vince Carter. He's
there we
the greatest.
go.
No, never.
Richard's had the best worst luck ever. Make Rajon Rondo. Let's go back to the Pacific Northwest. Dennis Cantor has his back turned. Rondo drops the sweet dime into PG. Sinead, if you could play with Rajon Rondo for a day, how much fun do you think that would be?
In a heartbeat, because this man knows